Right now is one of the best times of the year for bird activity. During spring migration, millions of birds are moving through the areas, reaching their breeding grounds, but most people miss the best opportunities to photograph them. So in this Tips Tuesday video, I'm going to walk you through what I do when I first arrive on a location so I can best position myself to get photos of these little birds. Now, when I first arrive on scene, I'm not actually looking for anything specific, I'm actually listening for birds. A lot of times when the birds first arrive in their locations, even if they're just passing through in the stopover habitat, these birds are going to be singing and making a lot of noise and vocalizations. So what you can do is just listen for these bird songs, and that'll pinpoint where they are, and that'll give you a good starting point to head to that direction. Next, you don't want to just move right to where the birds are at that time. Instead, take a few seconds and see if you can notice any movement, where they're headed towards, or any areas where they're singing from or foraging from. Because if you recognize where they're headed towards, you can then position yourself ahead of where they're going. Or a lot of times these males, especially when they're on their breeding territory, they're going to have specific perches that they go to, that they're going to sing and establish their territory. So if you can recognize these specific perches these birds are landing on, you can position yourself and set yourself up near those perches when the bird's not there, and then when the bird arrives up on those perches, you have a really good opportunity to get some photos close up without disturbing the bird. And the key thing to remember is this movement that you see really tells you and kind of pinpoints where you should position yourself. And then a key thing to remember is you don't want to rush into where those birds are. Remember, these birds have just traveled hundreds or thousands of miles. They're tired, they're exhausted, they're going to be focusing on resting and foraging. If you approach nice and slow to that area, you'll have a lot less of a chance of spooking them, and you'll be able to get a lot closer and better encounters to photograph them. And remember, pay attention to what they're doing and where they're going. If you can position yourself to an area ahead of them where they're moving, when there's not actually birds at that location, you'll have a much better chance of not scaring the birds and allowing them to move towards you. Another thing to remember is, especially during spring migration, there's going to be lots of birds in one specific area. It's really easy to get overwhelmed and distracted by all the activity that's happening in front of you. So to help you kind of filter through a lot of that distraction and noise, focus on areas where there's lots of bird activity so that you can go and try to have the best chance of success in finding multiple species and multiple subjects that you can then photograph. And then as you get closer to an area, then you can focus in on one particular bird or one particular species that you're trying to photograph. If you're interested in learning what specific habitats you should be focusing on, I just released a new members only field note in my archive. It's available for members of my YouTube channel. They have access to my online archive. If you subscribe to become a member on my YouTube channel, you'll have access to that, and you'll have a lot of information about where you can focus and the best habitats to focus on to find these spring warblers. Now, what do you do when you actually find some birds to photograph? How do you position yourself to have the best chance of success? Taking into account everything we've already talked about, slow approach, recognizing where the movement is happening so you can get ahead of that movement. All of those things are key. And the next thing you have to think about is, okay, where can I position myself so that hopefully I will have a nice clean image of these warblers, because a lot of time they are down in this thick brush. It's hard to get a good subject that's, exposed and isolated in the frame. So what you can do is set yourself up in locations where there are these natural perches that the birds can come out on. And they'll be more inclined to do that if you approach slowly and are nice and calm and quiet as you approach the area. And then tying in everything we've already talked about in previous field techniques videos, you want to think about the lighting as well. Do you want to have the light at your back so that you have a nice fully lit subject? Or maybe you have an opportunity where you can have a silhouette opportunity where there's a particular bird that comes out onto a perch with the sun rising behind it. You can get a nice silhouette subject there. Think about the lighting, think about the direction it's going to come from so that you can hopefully have some good opportunities when the birds do come out on those perches to have them nicely lit and really help them stand out in the frame. And a lot of warblers like to hang out in these dense thickets and brushes. So a lot of times it's hard to get them isolated from the frame, but having some patience is key because they move around a lot. They're naturally foraging really quickly, they're moving quickly. But a lot of times they also come out on exposed perches if you are patient enough and wait for that movement. when they do come out on that exposed perch, that allows you to get the photos of them isolated in the frame, especially the males as they come out and sing to try to establish their territory and proclaim to the females around that, hey, this is me, this is where I am. And if you're there and you're patient and ready, a lot of times the birds will move into their better locations on their own, just as they're naturally foraging and moving about the habitat. Spring migration happens really quickly. There's a lot of different birds that arrive in a short amount of time. But if you slow down, focus on movement of the birds, positioning yourself, and listening for where the birds are, you'll start to see more opportunities to photograph these colorful little birds. And this isn't something you master right away. This takes some time in the field, some practice, some patience, and just some time observing how these animals operate in their habitats. Remember, I offer online mentorship courses if you're struggling with this out in the field and want some tailored specific advice based on your issues you're having. And also, that's going to be it for this Tips Tuesday video. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope it allows you to have more opportunities out in the field photographing these little warblers and other spring migrants as well. Next week, we're going to be talking about subject isolation in your photos and how it plays a huge role in improving the look and feel of your photos. So that'll be it. I'll see you next week for the next Tips Tuesday.